Let's be real, being a human is hard. We have a lot on our plates, our shoulders, and a lot going on in our minds. We often don't take time to rest and relax our bodies, and we start to get overwhelmed. That is how burnout happens. A recent survey from Indeed actually found that 52% of people have experienced burnout in the last year alone. The majority of those respondents were also millennials. So you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling like maybe your work performance is lacking. So how do you know if you're experiencing burnout? Let's go through all of the signs. Number 1, you have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning. We all hit the snooze button once in a while, but if you're waking up feeling tired and feeling tired throughout the day, that might be a sign of burnout. Number 2, you have trouble falling asleep at night. Number 3, you feel irritable all of the time. Burnout can leave you feeling restless and on the verge of exploding. If you're noticing this irritability following you from work to home, that can have a huge effect on your relationships. Number 4, you can't focus or stay productive. We've all been there. A task that normally takes 30 minutes gets stretched to hours because you can't find the motivation or you keep getting distracted. Or maybe work keeps falling through the cracks. Missing a deadline or two might not be a huge deal, but if you're consistently struggling to get your work done or meet deadlines, then burnout might be to blame. Number 5, you hate your job, even if you used to love it. If you're constantly dreading going to work each day, that is a major red flag that you might be burnt out. On one hand, it's possible that you work in a toxic environment and that your energy is best spent elsewhere. However, you can get burnt out working at a place that you love. Even if you have the best coworkers and you've landed your dream job, burnout can make every workday feel like a challenge. 6, you feel like a failure. Burnout and shame are close friends. If you're feeling unappreciated and unsuccessful at work, that can lead to burnout in the first place. You might be feeling ashamed, like, why can't I just get it together and do my work? Number 7, you've been avoiding people. You might feel too overwhelmed to socialize with your coworkers at work, and then you might be feeling too exhausted to socialize and hang out with your family and friends at night. Number 8, you don't feel creative anymore. Burnout can make you feel like your creativity has just run dry, and not even the walk around the block or a cup of tea can help you feel like you're back in that groove. Number 9, you keep getting headaches or muscle pain. Burnout and stress can actually take a major toll on our physical health, and that can actually make us more susceptible to sickness. Number 10, you're just not hungry anymore. Have you noticed that you're skipping breakfast or maybe you're not hungry for lunch? That can actually be caused by stress. And what we know about stress is that it can make our appetite decrease. Hustle culture is a real thing, and it can be incredibly toxic to your mental health and well-being. So, what do we do about it? Here are some tips and some ideas for how to improve your relationship with work and recover from that feeling of burnout. First things first, it's so easy to internalize some of these stressors and the feelings of being burned out, but it's really helpful to actually talk through it. Vent to someone that you really trust. A therapist is also really good for this. Next, identify the root cause. Take some time to self-reflect, dig a little bit deeper, and try to see what could be behind some of these feelings of burnout. Set firm boundaries. It's okay to say no and be picky about what you add to your schedule. If you say yes to everything that everyone asks of you, you're either gonna fail or you're gonna end up feeling burnt out. Next, check in with yourself. If you're constantly on the go, it's gonna be hard for you to realize that you're experiencing some of these symptoms. And so you need to check in with yourself, think about some of these signs of burnout, and ask yourself how you're doing. And finally, rediscovering your hobbies. This one goes hand in hand with the sign of burnout about not being able to feel creative when you're feeling burnt out, but this one is so important. If you're constantly on the go, you need to take some time to rediscover what you care about. Think about what brings you life, what brings you joy, and try to spend some more time on that. And lastly, check out some of our other resources on this app to help you fight burnout and stress.